As a business owner, marketer, practitioner, one of the things that you may want to look at is who could you partner with and what do they bring to the table so that they can get you more clients or you could sell more goods and services. So how do you do this? That's a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for Consulting Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and marketing, and a fantastic day to talk about you. So I'm fortunate enough to get to work with Jay Abraham and learn his strategies with him direct, having conversations with me being able to ask him pretty much anything that I want. And one of the conversations that we talked about the other day was before, during, after, and instead of. This is the business compass. This is the way for you to gather intel, information, processes, ideas for you to grow your business or even to market to people. So let's go through this. If you're trying to figure out, you're maxed out on marketing and you don't have any other ideas, you could go to this list and say, what do people buy before my service? Okay, so we're going to use a house because it's pretty general. So somebody buys a house. What's something that they do before they buy a house? Well, they may look for a real estate agent. They may look for a shipping company to ship the goods or their services. They may go buy boxes. They may go look for yard sale signs. They may go look for a credit repair company. So you're going to go through and you're going to build a list of 12 things that people do before. So if somebody buys a house, what do they do during? Well, they may find a new pest control company, a new heating and air conditioning company. They may find a new bank, a new dentist, a new massage parlor. Like, they're all the things that you do when you move to a new town. What do people buy after? Well, they may have to go buy a new lawnmower. They may have to go figure out new insurance for their house. So you make a list of these 12 things that they buy after. And then what would somebody do instead of? Well, instead of, they may go rent. So they may talk to a rental group. They may stay where they're at. They may remodel. So they may get a roofing company to come in, a concrete company to come in, a landscaping company to come in. They may do a general contractor who does an addition to make the house bigger. Once you go through this process, if you fill out at least 12 fields for every one of these before, during, after, and instead of, what you're left with is 48 contacts for people to have a conversation with. Now, here's the thing. This is where people are like, oh, it's really easy for me to figure this conversation out and the people that I could go with and the people that I could talk to. What happens is, like, now what do I say? Well, you're going to want to spend some time mapping out the conversation that you're going to have with the people for this very reason, because they don't understand what we just went through. So if you're looking for a joint venture, if you're looking for some sort of marketing partner, if you're looking for a channel partner, you really want to take some time to dedicate the conversation, because if you go, hey, I want to partner with you, it's going to be really good for both of us, they're going to say, no, that doesn't sound very interesting. You're going to have to take some time to have this conversation. Like, hey, I found you from looking at multiple sources. You have one of the best reputations in town. We have a great reputation too. I want to see if we could work together to see if we can, use a process where we exchange services. Here's what it would look like. And you map it out. So what you do is you sit down, you get some sticky notes, and you figure out, what would it look like if we were going to trade leads? What would it look like if we were going to trade services? What would it look like if we were going to trade introductions? And so you have this conversation. So when you sit down with them, you're not grasping at straws and they go, well, how would it work? And how would you figure out each and every one of these points so that they know that you're serious about doing this? I've seen this happen. When my mom had her company, people would come in and pitch ideas, and they wouldn't be developed. They wouldn't be ready to go. They wouldn't be a conversation that had been matured enough. So it sounded funky, and the answer most of the time ended up being no, because you haven't thought about this. So if you take the time to look at what do people buy before, during, after, or instead of, you have at least, if you take 12 slots for each one of these ideas, you have at least 48 contacts of people to talk to. And then here's the other thing. What if somebody tells you no? We all get rejected, including me. Believe it or not, I still get rejected. So what you do is you find the next company that you have, your parameters, your criteria. Who would you work with? Why would you work with them? And then you call the next company. And then if they don't want to work with you, you call the next company. It's going to take a couple of evolutions. It's going to take a couple of times. It could be uncomfortable the first couple of times. It's a cold call. I get it. You got one of three things to do from here. Just one of three. Find the subscribe button. Click on it. Every time I send a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.